Is living your best the same as living a happy life, and being successful equals being happy? Where is the criterion that we are happy or unhappy? Can we somehow determine this? Surprisingly, this was one of the main questions in philosophy. What is our good? For example, in ancient Greece, different philosophical schools had varying perspectives on what constituted a good and happy life. Two prominent schools of thought that explored this idea were the hedonistic school and the virtue ethics school. The first one was founded by Aristippus of Cyrene. This school believed that pleasure, specifically bodily pleasure, was the ultimate good, so happiness was the pursuit of immediate and intense pleasures, while avoiding pain and discomfort. Most of the pleasures that Aristippus is depicted as pursuing have to do with sensual gratification, such as sleeping with courtesans and enjoying fine food and old wines. Epicurus also focused on pleasure, but with a different perspective. He emphasized tranquility and the avoidance of unnecessary desires and fears. True happiness, according to Epicurus, was found in a life of moderation and simple pleasures, rather than the pursuit of fleeting and intense experiences. The greatest destroyer of happiness, thinks Epicurus, is anxiety about the future, especially fear of the gods and fear of death. Aristotle, one of the most influential philosophers in ancient Greece, proposed a different view. He argued that happiness, or eudaimonia, was the ultimate goal, and it was achieved through the cultivation of virtues. Virtues such as courage, justice, wisdom, and temperance were seen as essential qualities for leading a good and fulfilling life. Aristotle describes happiness as a final end, meaning that is not chosen as a means to something else. As health is the goodness of completedness of a person's body, happiness is the goodness of a person's soul. For that reason, one should not seek happiness in itself, but should seek deserving to be happy. Eastern philosophy encompasses a rich area of traditions, and the concept of happiness varies across these traditions. In Buddhism, the ultimate goal is often described as nirvana, a state of liberation from suffering and the cycle of birth and death, samsara. Taoism, particularly as expressed in the Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu, emphasizes living in harmony with the Tao, which can be understood as the natural way of the universe. Happiness in Taoism is often associated with simplicity, spontaneity, and aligning oneself with the natural flow of life. Wu Wei, or non-action, is a central concept in Taoism. It doesn't imply complete inactivity, but rather refers to acting in accordance with the natural order without unnecessary resistance. Confucianism focuses on ethics, moral values, and social harmony. Happiness in Confucianism is often linked to the cultivation of virtue, the fulfillment of social roles, and the practice of benevolence. Confucian thinkers emphasize the importance of relationships, family, and social responsibility as essential components of a fulfilling life. Hinduism encompasses a diverse range of beliefs and practices. The concept of happiness is often closely connected with the pursuit of dharma, righteous duty, artha, material well-being, karma, pleasure, and moksha, liberation from the cycle of rebirth. The Upanishads, which are part of the Hindu scriptures, explore the nature of reality and the self, emphasizing the realization of one's true nature, Atman, and the ultimate unity with the divine, Brahman, as a path to transcendent happiness. As we can see, Each philosophical thought has its own peculiarities regarding the idea of happiness. For many people, happiness is a subjective state. This is where the problem arises. If happiness is what we think is happiness, what we feel is happiness, then the problem arises of discussing this topic with each other. If we don't have some criteria, we can fall into the trap of illusion. Then we can say this: happy is the one who thinks he is happy. Well, what if you're wrong? What if you like to live in illusions? What if you convinced yourself that you are happy? Today, happiness is often associated with success. But can a successful person be unhappy? Of course he can. Look, we are inspired by different success stories. But do stories of happy people inspire us? Why aren't we told stories of happy people as much as successful ones? Moreover, are all these success stories true? People often conceal some significant aspects of their lives and don't want to discuss them. The two criteria for happiness can be the right feeling and the right thinking. Let's see, all these better lives are accompanied by some kind of feeling. But what is the right feeling? There are several important points. The first is a feeling of being in touch with yourself, a feeling that you are fulfilled, that every day in some way uplifts you, that you feel some kind of inner harmony, and even if I get tired, burn out, it's still not a devastation or total despair. The right feeling is when I listen to myself, when I'm honest with myself, and if I'm dissatisfied, empty, if I feel torn apart, this is an indicator of unhappiness, even if I achieve some success. The right way of thinking is the way we learn to feel every hour and every day in such a way that we move forward and create our own biography so that we can live not torn apart, but consistently enriching our lives and feeling that we are becoming deeper, more fulfilled, interacting with people in a meaningful way, and everything we do is a part of something bigger, making our life a meaningful story. So the right mindset is when I feel that I'm going my way, and this way opens new dimensions, making me spiritually richer and enriching others around me. This is what is called a meaningful life. Whatever we do, this right mindset allows us to feel like we are moving in the right direction. It is movement that is life. And this life is not only biological, but also meaningful. We often perceive a new day as a natural occurrence. The morning begins, we get up, drink coffee, go for a run, etc. It's like a natural thing, almost biological. But this is the main mistake, because you can create every day. Every day can be considered as a painting, a symphony, as your mini project, and then it gives you a sense of creating yourself.